Alrighty, we are live and we are back. Welcome back to the Red Corner, folks. As you can see here for the people watching, no Bones today. He gets an absence marked against him. Hopefully we can kind of get him in mid-show, but as you can see here, we're doing a late night with the Red Corner today. Guys, we just passed the 1,300 subscriber mark, and a lot of that is due to us having a monster weekend in D.C. for Slim's bachelor party. So thank you to everyone that we met. We met a lot of cool fans down in D.C., and thank you for everyone who hit that subscribe button. So if you are here, if you're listening now or in the future, please thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. It helps. Slim, I had a blast at your bachelor party in D.C. How did you feel about that, man?
Well, it feels so good to be back. And honestly, it feels like it's been at least 10 days, 14 days, it feels like to me. I don't even know what the heck we were talking about the last time we went.
I
But
know.
but what's the best part about it is uh over the last weekend, it felt like we were still with a bunch of Phillies fans. We were still out there with the Red Riders, meeting new Red Riders. It was a complete Phillies takeover. It just wasn't us down there. The
It was a home
entire
game.
the entire right field. And even though I never really sat it in the home run territory out like that. And I felt, again, I had the baseball glove. I felt like a little kid when Kyle Schwarber, and I'm not going to lie, I had the -1.5. When he hit that, when he cranked that, the ball legit went over our heads like that. Like, how many experiences in any sports do you get like that? So, because I got to pause for a second because I got to say this.
Yeah,
I
hit
never
us.
It wasn't the hottest game I've ever been to. I saw Cliff Lee strike out 11 batters in a day game one time, and I didn't stop. I honestly, I didn't even see it because I sweat my eyes. I actually saw this game a little bit, but it was honestly one of the most humid, sweatiest night games I've ever been to. My best man, my brother, our other boy, all you guys did a great job organizing. But if Slim would have had full control, I would have made everybody pay way more money. We would have been inside in some kind of air condition. But with that being said, I can't believe how fun it was. Probably the most fun I've ever had at a game, and and I'm not lying. That was a great time.
No, it was a lot. The game itself was fun, right? We were at the Friday night game in DC. We got to see the win. Um, but guys, speaking of wins, the Phillies are now 6.5 games up in the division. Biggest lead we've had in the year so far. Over 21 games over 500. We're rolling right now. We are absolutely rolling. So from the Phillies standpoint, vibes are very, very high. And I want to transition to somewhat of a negative vibes topic because Slim, we haven't been on the horn yet to talk about this Zack Wheeler stuff. So I want to talk about that. But before you do, what are some of the things about in DC that you like the most? Like, what was your favorite, I don't know, restaurant or just activity that we did? For those of you that have never been to DC, it's one of those towns that I feel like a lot of people go for a school trip, down to the museum district and all that. But we got to explore around a lot. So, Slim, what was some of your highlights?
I personally thought that it was pretty walkable city.
Very
Um,
walkable.
you guys were following along. Uber, no Ubers. If you wanted to, truthfully, if you wanted to hit 4 different neighborhoods and 4 different spots, you could easily walk 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 15 minutes, and then take one long Uber home at the end of the night for like 25 minutes and be good. So that's kind of what we did each day a little bit too. So my favorite thing, I would have to say, what was my favorite thing? That's a tough question.
Sorry to put you on the spot.
Yeah. Because
Do you want me to give mine and give you some time to think?
yeah. You give me yours. You give me yours.
All right. So
I
as
was
you
there
guys
longer.
see, Slim's got those shades on. And Slim's a baller. So we were staying in Capitol Hill in, I think it was like a $3 million house. Your brother did it right? He found us a really sweet
Yeah,
pad. So we were staying in a really nice area. So I was walking around Capitol Hill. I felt like a baller walking around
that's
there.
nice.
It was really nice. Everyone's walking around with their fancy dogs, their poodles, their corgis. So as Slim said, a very walkable town. I walked through Capitol Hill to this little market. There was like a little arts and crafts, farmer's market, whatever you want to call it. I got these really nice donuts, these mini donuts. It was called DC Donuts, not a very creative name. And it was like a make your own donut. So they give you the cake and you got to, design them. So I put some fruity pebbles, some peanut butter sauce, some caramel sauce. And nobody knew that I was the one that made them. And everyone was talking about, oh, these are really good. And that's when I spilled the beans because I was waiting to see if people liked it or not. So that was a fun experience, just kind of being a tourist, walking around and bringing the guys back some donuts on Saturday morning. TJS in the chat, we see you. Keep those comments coming, guys. TJ saying he predicts that Bones' hat will be funny looking. Well, that prediction so far, TJ, is wrong because Bones is not here for class. Slim, what do you got for us? Anything pop in your mind yet before we transition to the Phils?
I'll tell you what, a lot of it, what's it called? Adam Morgan's. There's a place, I think it's called Adam Morgan's, and then Morgan something else. There's two like twin sister bars. It's kind of like that. It's that out hip scene. We were out on a Thursday night. It was completely packed when we went out. I think it was called Madam George's and Morgan Ray's or something.
Okay.
But a lot of times we were walking into places, I wasn't checking the names. And the truth is the people down there were fantastic.
People were fantastic.
Not a single problem. Everybody was having fun. Everybody was cool. It was a great time.
It was a great time. So shout out to DC. Thank you for hosting the Red Corner. Now let's talk some ball here. There's a lot of ball to discuss here. So over the weekend, speaking of DC, we got some really bad news. Our ace in Zack Wheeler, right? He had a blood clot in his shoulder. He started to feel some heaviness in his shoulder. Turns out he had a blood clot. So fast forward to today, he had successful surgery removing the blood clot. So our future is in the hands of, I got this doctor's name here. Shout out to Dr. Paul DeMuzio, who's over at Jefferson University. He performed the surgery. He's the director of endovascular surgery. Apparently, he's one of the best in the business. So shout out to you, Doc. Thank you for that surgery. So Wheeler out of the surgery. The future of him is unknown at this point, though, Slim, right? We don't know where he's going to be. What do you think this is going to do to the Phils short-term, long-term? I just want to give it to you on that.
So I'm confident in the Phillies still has been a true contender with or without Wheeler. I still think we got enough pitching depth, and honestly, it shows how and why we built the team the way it looks, right, with all these great arms.
Right.
With that being said, let's get to the important part. Is he going to play again this year or won't he? The common talking point now seems to me to be he won't play again.
Right.
And that's mostly, from what I understand, it seems like they're handicapping this based off a common man getting a blood clot removed, though. So I'm not ruling it out yet. That's all.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is it's interesting timing of it all, right? We were just kind of transitioning to that 6-man that you were knocking on that door all year long.
Right.
And just when we transition to the 6-man, he goes down. The other bad timing of it is Aaron Nola made his debut over the weekend, right? And look, the vibes are completely high right now. We just swept the Mariners in probably the best series of the year as far as domination goes. So the vibes are high, to make no mistake. But I think if Aaron Nola came back up here, right, and he killed it in his first game, I think we'd be a lot more positive as far as pitching goes, especially since Taiwan's been playing his ass off.
Taiwan's been great, but especially since Nola was looking so good in his rehab starts leading up and before his famous inning. It's not, I'm not sure. But again, I'm not worried about Nola. We have more there. We'll roll him out again, see what it looks like. I'm confident in guys. I'd rather talk about guys like Sanchez who just dominate. Like, let's be honest, we just had the most strikeouts ever by Sanchez, Luzardo, and Suarez. So if it's Sanchez, Luzardo, and Suarez, all right, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with those three. We just saw what they can do. We just saw. And it's not like Seattle's a team with a lot of pop. We saw their Suarez go yard twice this series. So that they're a good team.
Very good team. They were in the race of their division or a game or so out. So they're a playoff team.
They're still in it because the Astros just got swept. Or no, the Astros are a different division.
Yeah. So no, they're a game up. So you hit the nail on the head, right? So basically, what I was going to lead into is the rotation. So it seems like we're just going to be business as usual. There's not going to be any situation where Taijuan Walker isn't going to be. He can't be in a bullpen right now, right? But I guess the other question is Andrew Painter. That name got floated around there yet again. I talked about this on our socials. Do you think that there's any chance they do a flyer with him, or do you think there's too much risk in bringing him up? Unfair question, but I just want to hear your thoughts.
I think there's a chance, right? As we get into September, I definitely think there's a chance, especially if we see another. If Nola, let's say Nola comes out again, has another 6-run game.
Right.
You know what's going to happen? He's going to mysteriously go back to the IL or something. You know that's coming. If he has another terrible start.
Oh, so that's interesting. So
Um,
you think they're kind of hitching the performance of Nola as to how Painter will come up or not? That's a good theory.
but what else is there? The other guys are half decent.
The other guys are half decent, but as far as just the other guys breaking down, right? Like you saw the Ranger trends of the velo. Obviously, you saw what happened to Wheeler. There's some other people that are saying. I read an article on this that, again, this is all the number one thing we're concerned about is the health of Wheeler, right? Because you hear something like this goes beyond baseball. We commented this on our socials, but my thing is, there were people speculating that his velo tick down and all that stuff weren't necessarily tied to this. So who knows? That seems odd to me, but.
And you're talking about Ranger?
No, I'm talking about Wheeler.
Oh, Wheeler. Okay,
Yes.
no. Yeah, with Wheeler, it had it. I mean, I don't know exactly what it is. It's such a. It's not bizarre. They happen, but it doesn't. It's hard to correlate it to a sports injury.
Right. And it also
So that's
seems
the problem
weird
there
that
with it.
the guy with a blood clot in his right arm isn't being impacted by that. You know what I mean? Like that seems like a stretch, but looking at the chat here, we got Wolverine checking in. Shout out to Logan in the chat saying there is a good chance that Slim looks pretty good in those glasses. So shout out to you,
Thank you,
Slim.
my man.
Appreciate
it, brother.
Jacob S in the chat saying the red corner, people of the people. That's right. We are people of the people. So
And
Slim, hit it.
I wanted to be live on Sunday night. I wanted to be live Sunday night. You can ask these guys. I was driving Princess passenger with my boy Doc, but he was driving me straight to come home to go live. Yes, he was.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't feel good to go a few days and not being on the live red corner. But Slim, I want to ask you this. I had this theory that I was pondering. We talked about this a lot in the offseason. We didn't think Taijuan Walker was even going to be here. Do you think there's a chance that Taijuan Walker gets a start in the postseason?
Oh, absolutely.
That'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
It would be crazy. And it would be such a great story. It would just show
poetic justice.
And you can be down this week and you'll be up next week. That's what Drake says. That's what Slim believes. And I know Walker believes it too.
Yeah. So anything else on the Wheeler stuff?
Guy. That's what happens. Well, back to Walker. He's personable. Yeah. He's a clubhouse guy. He went through the mud. So now and again, we're keeping Marsh, and he's a clubhouse guy, and he's bouncing back, and we've seen that happen a couple times. But now anyone in that clubhouse who's going through something, Stott has been through things. Marsh, Walker, they're all good dudes. They can all carry each other along now. And yeah, things are still really, really high for this team. The Mets are further behind us with 6.5 games behind us?
Six and a half games.
Than we are from the Brewers, which is, I think, 5.5 games. And we all know how stinking hot the Brewers been. The Phillies haven't had a streak where it's been 30-9. We just have consistently been good due to the way David Dombrowski and Middleton and these guys have built this team. There's no doubt about it with the starters. And that's why, and to go full circle, the way they built the team, let's go right back to the signing of the man we started the conversation with, Walker. Mr. $72 million coming up this year big.
100%. Absolutely. Slim, anything else on the Wheeler stuff before we transition to Feel the Love? And I'm going to have to reconfigure this on the fly here.
No, I'll love the Wheeler. Get healthy, get better. And if you're going to come and be a shotgun starter for us, that'd be sick.
It would be. Let me get this going here. Oh, nice. It's actually worked out pretty well there. I love that. All right, guys. So for anyone that's been with us at the Red Corner a while, they know our brewing sponsor, right? They know it's Love City Brewing, the only brewery that the Red Corner partners with. We do watch parties. They sponsor and provide us with Love City Lagers for every tailgate. And speaking of tailgates, this Friday, the 22nd, the Red Corner will be doing a tailgate. We'll be down at the bank. We'll be in the K lot, and we'll be drinking our Love City Lagers. So come say hi. We met a lot of cool people last time, didn't we, Slim?
Yeah, it was super duper fun time. I can't wait for this next one. It's been a little bit of a hiatus. The words have been getting out. The Slim beers are going to be getting out there. And yeah, let's set the record. This one will be a day game though. So, what was it 4:00 on a Sunday?
It's Friday, brother.
Oh,
It is
okay.
this Friday.
Oh, you're talking about the game, the tailgate.
Yep,
This
Friday.
I got thrown off by the Love City Brewery graphic talking about the watch party.
Yeah, no, because you're going to be drinking some Love City Lagers this Friday.
100%. 100%.
Yes. And speaking of that, who are you feeling the love for this week?
It has to be, and this might be back to back. I wish Bones was here, but it has to be Luzardo again. Just he's basically Mr. Consistent. He's going to give you a quality start, and with the way we're set up with the back end and the bullpen, that's all we need. And he seems like he's getting a little bit stronger. He just had 12 strikeouts against a very formidable opponent, and I think is he 4 wins in his last 5 starts or 3 wins in his last 4 starts? He's been super duper hot. And now's the time we need him because a month ago, like we said, he wasn't, or over a month ago now. But if he wasn't looking any good, we wouldn't have had the pitch in depth. So yeah, this is all shaping up to be very interesting. Not just now, but to see what jockey position they're going to have for next year, right?
No, absolutely. And I commented on the socials that given the Wheeler injury right now, I think we need Luzardo to step up because what we saw, you commented on this earlier this week, we had that 3 aces kind of conversation earlier. And Luzardo was looking like one of those, the way he's pitching. And I think the stat you were looking for, I think Luzardo has 5 or 6 straight games where he's given us 6 innings and 3 runs or less. So he's kind of stabilized. So that's,
right.
And obviously today was ridiculous.
And his ERA at one point was getting way up there, almost pushing 5.
Yes, yeah. I mean, he had that one like 12 or 13 earned run game that really skyrocketed it. But since then, it's like you said, it's stabilized. So I'm going to stay with the pitchers, and I'm going to go. It's going to be a welcome back field of love. Jose Alvarado. Listen, Alvarado broke our hearts earlier in the year. We all saw it. We know what he did. He owned up to it. He said when he was gone, he was watching every game, and he's been very. I like how he's been facing the music, right? He's been getting in front of the cameras. He's been apologizing. He's saying all the right things. And then in his first appearance back, he went out there and hit 99, looked good. So I want to get everything we can out of that man for the next, call it, I don't know, month or so. And Jose Alvarado, welcome back, brother, the Grizzly Bear. I'm feeling the love for you, brother.
And that seems to be the game plan. It seems like he's on board to come in, just work his butt off.
Yeah.
Use them to death. Use them when we gotta need them. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to have him back. It stinks he was gone, but again, if we have Alvarado, do we get Duran? So everything works out. Everything works out at the end. Same exact thing's going to happen. This is just that year. It really is. It really is. The Dodgers aren't it. They took Mookie Betts out of right field, put him at shortstop, and he's not a strength there. His hitting's gone down. His defense gone down. This is the year to attack, and I think we're going to. As other teams are having, trying to figure things out, we have it figured out. We know Bader's a center fielder. We know Marshall's going to be playing now, and Castellanos and Kepler are going to be sharing time. We're figuring things out. We truly are.
It does feel that way, and the whole Duran thing feels like a cheat code, doesn't it? Like just knowing that we have him, that beast, waiting in the bullpen, or that tarantula as they're calling him, waiting over there. I mean, it just simplifies the game. I want to keep on using that slimism because it's so true.
Yep.
All right, let's transition to another beast here, and let's talk about our boy Kyle Schwarber. So Listen, we get down with the whole fanboy stuff, and if we're down at the ballpark and Schwarber hits a home run or does something good, you're going to hear us chanting MVP like the next guy. But let's have the real conversation, Slim. What do you
Yes.
think his actual MVP odds are? And I don't need you to tell me what Vegas says right now. We will talk about that. But give me a little bit of prediction. Do you think he's got a chance?
I don't. I don't think he has a chance, unfortunately. Um, I think the hype he's getting now is the most it's going to get, unless a couple things that would help him, and it's not happening. We're not
Right.
in a heated race with the Mets, really. We could get back in there, and that would be a bad thing, right? At this point,
That would be really bad.
right? Um, he would have to. I mean, you think does he end up with how many home runs? Does he end up with 60 home runs?
So I think I was going to say the same thing. So I think a couple things will help him. So right now, obviously, him and Shohei are 1-2. So just in case you guys aren't aware, Shohei Ohtani and Kyle Schwarber are 1-2 for NL MVP. The interesting thing about this is number one, they're both DHs, right? So you can't kind of play that game with either one of them. And also, Shohei hasn't been pitching like he has historically, so he doesn't have that ace in his hand as much as he could in the past. But what does Shohei have over him, Slim? He's right there with him with home runs. He's got 43. Kyle has 45. Um, Shohei has like 30 more runs scored than him. His OPS is about 40 or 50 points higher. So he's either with Kyle or above him in all the big stats. WAR, he's at a 5.5 to Kyle's 4. So they are neck and neck. But to your point, Slim, I think if Kyle gives us one of those big thresholds, right? The number one in Phillies history in a single season, 60 home runs. He hits one of those and the Phillies start getting closer to the top. I think that's where the story gets easier for him.
Right. So the one point I want to make about Otani is he's the leadoff hitter, right? So it's natural he'll probably score a few more runs there.
For sure.
And then secondly, Schwarber as our cleanup hitter, and Schwarber has the most RBIs in baseball. Okay. Schwarber has 3 straight years. It doesn't matter if he's a leadoff hitter, doesn't matter if he bats second or if he bats fourth. And he's been asked to do all of them this year, right?
Right.
He's gotten over 100 RBIs in the last 3 years. This year, I think it's been over 106 RBIs, actually. I think this year he's going to smash that number.
He's got 109 right now because he had a
Right.
5 RBI day.
Right. So he's smashing that number. That's the most since Ryan's Howard streak of, I think, similar numbers for like 6 straight years. He's going to end up breaking Ryan Howard's numbers. I say that because it's the draw. The argument's this: Otani bats leadoff. So yeah, he has the run score. I get he has the higher average, OPS, whatever, WAR, whatever.
On
But
base percentage.
Schwarber is asked to bat leadoff. Sometimes he's been asked to back second. I know he's nestled in a little bit where he's at, but he leads the league in the RBI. So to me, that easily evens out potentially what's going on with Otani. I think what's going to hurt Schwarber, and there's 2 ways he can bat it. But this, I'll tell you what's hurting him now. It's the race with the damn Mets, right? Because if he was crushing the Mets, it wouldn't just be the Phillies people amplifying him. It would be all the Mets people. This guy's crushing us. It would be Mike Greenberg. He's crushing us, right? How do we get that? We now got to surpass and get the 1 seed from the Brewers. Because how are you going to not give it to Schwarber? We got the 1 seed, and the Dodgers, who have been like even money to go to the World Series, are now like the 3 seed.
100%.
So
No, I
voters,
think
hold your ballots. Stay in line. Hold your ballots.
I completely agree. And Slim, to your point, so obviously Otani having more plate appearances leading off, more opportunities to score runs. On the flip side, since Schwarber's batting, further down the lineup sometimes, he has like 25 to 30 more RBIs. And Michael F. in the chat pointed that out as well. So Schwarber, on the flip side, has taken advantage of the RBI opportunities. So listen, it's a real argument. But now let's do the unfair percentage predictions. We did this all off season with the Soto prediction. So give me your percentage chance, and I'm going to give mine. Give me your percentage chance that he wins the MVP.
He has a 12% chance of winning MVP.
Okay. I'm going to say 17% chance. 17%
Okay.
chance, Kyle Schwarber. And we will reevaluate that. But it's been a really fun year, man. I mean, he's been hitting homers
One of the best
basically.
Philly it's every series. So, like, if you're someone who likes to invest in stocks, you should be investing this year anyway. His homers would have been great because you could have just been double downing and triple downing because he got one every series. His homer numbers are, I'm not sure because I don't look at the props like that, but they're probably even, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, it's hundreds, absolutely.
It's
No, I
ridiculous.
mean it's been ridiculous. And just to your point about the streaks, he has I think it's like 15 or 16 series in a row that he's hit a home run. And I think Barry Bonds has the record at 20. So he's
And think about
on
like,
that door.
and think about like this for anyone who has a vote. If any MVP voters are out there listening, Schwarber, if the Phillies are going to win a game by more than 2 runs, you can almost guarantee Schwarber had a big hand in that. Probably be a big home run.
Absolutely.
If the Dodgers win by more than 2, multiple people could have done it. Multiple people could have done it. Will Smith could have done it. I know Freddie Freeman's having a down year, but there's multiple. They have a much deeper perceived lineup.
They do. Slim, let's talk about, I know you wanted to hit on this. Let's talk about some of this MLB realignment talk.
Yes. I do want to talk about this.
So there was a lot of fun going on. The MLB commissioner was, I believe it was some type of Little League World Series event that he was at, and he kind of put the hint out there that there's, obviously MLB expansion is floating around there, Nashville team, etc. So 2 more teams, which would be 32 teams overall. So let's have a little fun with this. I have my list here. If the NL East was to go to 4 teams, who would you want those 4 teams to be? And you could take this however you want.
Oh, so without a doubt, I know it's been on social media. I love the Yankees, Red Sox, Phillies, Mets. Coming back from DC and enjoy and having that experience and going to the games and doing what we're doing. There's no doubt about it. That's what I want. I want the 4 biggest markets. Because at this point, the Yankees aren't the Yankees. Let me tell you something. They don't have the local market, right? It's not there. We already saw it. It was the Phillies and the Mets. It was the 2 NL East teams, not the AL East teams. It was the NL East teams. All right. And it wasn't the New Yorkers. It was the blue collar, Irish Catholic, long hair, Brandon Marsh, long beard dudes like Slim. We got the most viewers watching baseball locally. Secondly, and this is true because, again, it's true. Pop culture references aren't what pop culture references used to be. And I'll tell you what, American history to me is Yankee history. But to the future grandkids, it's not going to be like that for the Yankees. It's not going to be like that. And and I'm not as scared of the Yankees. I would love the experience of taking a train up there. It would just be so much fun. And again, like I said, these 4 franchises were the ones with the most money. So it would be great business for all. So how do I not love that?
I mean, that would be great business. Get Slim, finish your thought there. I'm sorry.
No, I'll leave it there because I have we'll go back to talking about who we think are getting expansion teams. But what do you think about it?
So so obviously there were no rules you could take that however you want.
Right.
My criticism on yours would be, I think what's going to happen is the owners are going to jockey, and it's going to be a conversation about competitiveness. They don't want to overload each division. So I think that's why they wouldn't want to do what you said. However, for business goes and for tickets and for ratings, the NL East immediately goes to like ridiculous, right? You know what I mean? Like must-see TV every night. So from like a fan and a competitive and a market standpoint, I think that would be, there's no argument to what you just said. However, I don't think it would be feasible for the reason I just said, with the owners not wanting it to be overloaded as far as competitive goes. So I took mine in a direction where I considered try to be a little bit different and also geographic. So I had the 4 teams, because obviously it'd be 16, so 4 per division. I went Phillies, Mets, keep that there. Pirates and Orioles. Reason being, where you can drive to all four cities, right? All four cities I can drive to. So anytime I get a division game, I can get there. Obviously, Pittsburgh a little bit further, but still a drive. It's still four decent sized markets. Historical baseball pool. We got the in-state rival in the Pirates and the Phils. We continue with the Mets rivalry, and then we bring in that that Orioles series, which I think would be awesome if we had to go to Camden Yards every year. It's one of the closest ballparks to us, and we don't ever get to play there. So I think that having those four, again, Phils, Mets, Orioles, Pirates, I think it doesn't overload the competition. It keeps it a little bit fair, and it also has a little bit fresh feel. Thoughts?
So we're going to go back to overload and competitiveness in a second, but I would take out Pittsburgh and plug in the Nationals in that scenario, I think. Because you got to kind of keep Baltimore and D.C. close in this realignment in my eyes, you know?
That's a good counter. Yeah.
Because there's a few, I don't want to get lost in this in too much, because do certain rivalries, do they want to try to create them? But I don't know, because we were in a division with the Pirates back in the day. They did the little Pennsylvania rivalry. It wouldn't be a true rivalry due to what you just said, though. Overloaded in competitiveness. So you would have us, the Mets, and then the Pirates, who would never do anything, and the O's, who are usually struggling. It's funny because if we do get the I think when I was looking at all the 4-team divisions, I think we might get bigger divisions still. I'm not sure it's going to be 4 teams like that for each division, because it doesn't make sense to me. Because like I said, if you want to make the most money, go to this one way, and that kind of leads you to these owners that are like the Pirates who aren't spending any money. So like it must be weird, and they're all none of them. It's always expansion. It's never they never go any smaller. All these guys, hopefully, these expansion teams,
yeah,
they have to buy in. There's fees, so they bought they're whatever, they buy the franchise, and then they got to buy, like, there's a buy-in fee. It's $2 billion each, and they get split up between all the MLB teams. So they have to not do a salary cap, but they got to do some kind of salary floor.
It would have to be 4, though, if it's 32 teams to make it even. So that's probably
4 teams.
Yeah, because if it's 16 and 16,
gotcha. I got what you're saying.
And then it'll be 4 divisions in each league. So let's talk about that. Yeah, no, go finish.
So all the teams. So this is going to be my second point. You heard my first point. That's the division. That's Slim's fantasy division, right? I would love to see that. My second point is I'm not promising that if we get 2 expansion teams, they might both be in the East Coast, or they might both be in the Midwest to the East Coast. I don't think the only West Coast argument I'm really seeing and hearing is Portland. They'll have their own little bizarre Seattle versus Portland thing, but I think it'll be so remote it wouldn't even matter. So I think we're going to be getting 2 more teams in the East Coast, which might be surprising. Maybe we get the new team in our division.
That would be interesting. Yeah, it's
looking more like Nashville, right? I think Nashville looks like a strong
one. Let's take it 2 at a time here. So okay. 2 topics. Ready? Number 1, there were some rumors getting thrown around there that you want to change the names of the conferences to East, West, or something like that. My opinion, I want to hear yours. I love the American and National League history. I want to keep that the way it is. Where do you feel about that?
Yeah, keep that. I like that.
I mean, that's like 100 and something years old. It's like, let's keep that history.
Yeah. Keep that.
So second thing, now let's speculate. You just kind of teased the Nashville. So let's say there's going to be 2 teams total. I'll let you start off. Where do you think the 2 teams are going to be?
This is where I haven't thought too much on it. Nashville is for sure a city that is on the up. I can see them getting a team.
Yep.
They got the Titans. I know people who have gone down to Titans games because they love the atmosphere so much at Titans games. So I can see Tennessee getting a team. And then after that, I'm not sure. I see Charlotte get thrown around. I'm not sure about Charlotte. Charlotte's a small town, from what I understand.
It's not that small. Charlotte's pretty big.
My understanding, it's smaller than you think. Smaller than you think. I got
The
sources in Charlotte.
the
Okay,
metro is pretty big.
I got sources in Charlotte that said the parades that they've had down there haven't been great.
It's college football town, yeah, for sure.
And yeah, just going off like the whole Panthers, like sometimes they were hot for a little bit, not really. They just got new ownership, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, that's all. Because what am I going to look at? I'm looking at comps. When I look at Nashville, I see the Titans do well. I see the Predators do very well in the NHL. Right? I when I look at Charlotte, I see the Panthers. I'm not so sure. With that being said, the Carolina Hurricanes have done very well. So
Yes. So I'm with you that no Portland. So I'm going to go Nashville. And you're seeing Salt Lake City get thrown out there. I think
I
that'd be
see.
a cool one.
Yeah, I wonder how that would be. I don't know too much about Salt Lake City. I heard it was one of the great industrial cities 100 years ago,
Yeah.
and that's about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful city. And I think economically it's killing it. A lot of money's been going that way. So they think they can, because that's the biggest thing, right? Can the local economy, does it have the demand and can it support a pro sports team, right? That's really what it comes down to. To
And I
your
have
point on Charlotte, is the answer yes or no? We don't know.
Yeah, you're right. Because the people that are going there, can they spend too? 'Cause
Right.
I think that's what happens with some of these teams, especially in the Carolinas. Like, yeah, I don't know. I think that's actually a great point. I could see that, and that would be pretty dope. A Nashville team and a Utah team.
Yeah, I think that'd be sick. And it
I
just
would.
adds a whole nother, trip we can make.
And and Salt Lake City is mysterious. Like that's a trip we would 100% make. Like I can vouch and
Absolutely.
probably understand what the Nashville vibe's going to be like. It's going to be a party. It's going to be a country party if they get any good. Salt Lake City, I have to go check that out for myself.
And Foley in the chat just points out that Utah just got an NHL team too, so the trend kind of adds to that, right?
How was that this year though? How they make out? How did it all go? This the Utah Hockey Club. I don't like. I'm a
They're
little
the
bit.
Mammoths now, I believe.
Oh, the Mammoths. Okay, I like that
Mhm.
better because I don't like the whole soccer field to that.
Yeah, that was like a
And
temporary thing.
is there any chance we see realignment with the timing of games again? Since we've had success with the speed, do we go back to prime time 7 and 10 o'clock?
Well, that's a great point you hit on, and I think that was actually what Manfred was talking about. He's basically saying the realignment geographically. Part of his mission is you lose so much of a viewing audience when a game starts at 10 o'clock out in the West, right? For us. So I think he's trying to hedge that and find the sweet spot of maximizing the eyes on games at all times, which honestly makes sense. It's just common. It's just like the UFC has the same problem, right? Or boxing. When they're having fights or in England or over here, they try to find that time when they can get the most eyes on both sides, which is why sometimes we have fights that are 1 o'clock at night, right? In the morning, rather, which is crazy.
I see.
Yeah. So it's
Slim
the
once
same.
was blind, but now Slim sees.
All right. So speaking of Slim seeing, let's get you here, and I got to reconfigure this screen because we only got two people here. But let's get you. Oh, look at that! It works. Love it, man. This is working
Yeah, it
off.
looks
Give
good.
you a couple snaps for that, Slim. So what do you got for me
Hey,
today,
you know
baby?
what too?
Actually, hold on. We got to get
Um,
your Slim Pick'ems on there. There we go. Bam.
Yes. So real fast, this is live. You might as well check it out. You guys know, we always are looking for opportunities. We saw the Mets collapsing happening in real time. It's still happening in real time. You can still probably squeeze some value out of it. I'm not sure how exactly now, but Slim, let me see, because I want to get you the right numbers here. I put 5 units on the Cincinnati Reds, and the Cincinnati Reds are a game behind the Mets. If the Cincinnati Reds win, it was plus, I think I'm going to win 250 units. 5 units brings back 250 units. What's that? Plus 5,000, Devo? And I'm going to look right
That's
now
correct.
because all right, so right now, the Mets have lost.
They
Cincinnati's
lost
tied
tonight.
1-1. Yep. Cincinnati is tied 1-1 with the Angels. So if Cincinnati Reds win tonight, they're tied for a playoff spot, and they get into the playoffs. You know what that means? Every game they're a dog. Slim gets to bet the favorite and gets a little bit of return back every single time. And then
Let's go.
we got to wait for those. We got to wait for those opportunities. But patience is a virtue. Even more patience. We had a rough. I was sorry about Seattle. All right, you guys seen it. We've been floating around 75 units for about 2 weeks now. Now we're about 63 units because we lost 9 units, or we actually lost 9 units today. Tomorrow, there's only one play and one play only. And I know they just bid us, but we're going right back to the well. But we're only going to do it one time, and we're going to do it one time big. 18 units on the Houston Astros minus 1.5 tomorrow. It's going to come through. Okay.
It's a big dog.
Don't worry about it. 18 units minus 1.5. Houston Astros. Let me check it up on DraftKings now. And DraftKings, that's the last time you guys ever hear me say your names without a sponsorship. Let me see.
That's the first and last time you hear that. Absolutely.
Bum. Where are we at? Gotta go to tomorrow. Whatever. You guys know the rules. I'll post it up tomorrow, but it's going to be plus value. It's going to be plus money. Big bet, 18 units, whatever it is. Be ready to hammer as soon as the odds are up for you. I'm waiting for them now. So that's the only one we got for tomorrow. And if that hits, that should, if I do the math, we're at 60. We were at 673. We're about 62 now, 61. 18 units. That should bring us. That should get us back into the 90s. We should be back into the 90s. So we're right at the door. Right at the door. We're really waiting for one of these big dogs to hit. I'm sorry I took Seattle a couple times. They were plus 252 here, plus 200 there. You almost have to.
Don't apologize for the model. Don't apologize for the model.
You can't. Sometimes you spread the board. Tomorrow it's one play and one play only.
Love it. And that is brought to you by Warminster Dental Associates and D-Town Dental. Slim Pick'ems, we ride with them because they support Slim, and they are smiles ahead of the competition. Guys, if you are in the Warminster or Doylestown area, or just, hell, the Philadelphia area in general, please do yourself a favor. These are the best dentists in the business right here. They support the Red Corner, so please support them. Look at those big, beautiful. And Slim, you have a little bit of a whitening procedure in the works. Is that correct?
Not sure. I need my teeth whitening. Warminster is the best in the business. I'm hitting them up. I'm a teacher, so my insurance is here. Sometimes it's there. I'm fully enrolled, fully covered. I'm ready to get my teeth done for my wedding. I like to do a nice before and after, a big promo for Warminster Dental Associates and D-Town Dental. We're in works. Hopefully we can do something. Because I'm getting married in 2 months. So yeah, we gotta get it done soon.
Yep.
They're the best in the business. Smiles ahead of the competition.
They are. Guys, let me go through a little digression here, a little Devo digression, and then what we'll do is we'll close down shop. Chat, if you have any topics you want us to hit on, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. We've seen the comments, and please, again, if you are new here, hit that like and subscribe button. We just surpassed 1,300 subscribers. So, Slim, what do we do when we hit 1,300? What do we go for next?
1,350?
1,350. That's right. So now we're on the journey for 1,350. We got a lot of plans coming up here, but let me go in a little digression here.
And if you get a Red Rider, if you can tweet me, if you can text, message, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, me, Bones, Devo, if you can show us that you, just like I showed that guy at the bar in the club, right? Just like I showed that guy.
Yeah.
Show us the Red Rider, show them with the phone, or show us anything that's undeniable proof. We will Venmo you money. We will get you a drink right then and there. Right then and there.
Right then and there.
Let us know. We got you.
There's nothing more we enjoy than giving Slim beers to Red Riders at games. It's one of our favorite things to do. So please tell a friend, spread the word. It helps. So, guys, I have a little digression to go on here. I want to see if you've ever experienced this. And, Slim, I want to know how you feel about this. Number one here, if you ever have you gone to a retail establishment lately, right? And you get to the point where you're checking out, you're paying for your products, right? And then the 50 questions game begins. And listen, I'm all for charity. Slim, you're a charitable guy. I love it. But I'm about to pay for my product. And number one, first question is, you want to sign up for our credit card? I'm fine. Thank you. I appreciate that in a polite way. Second question is, well, I'm sure you'd like to round up at the end of your purchase, right, to whatever XYZ charity. It's like, okay, man, if you consider it. And then third question is, this is outside of the roundup. So third question, do you want to just give money to XYZ charity? So my question for you, Red Riders listeners, is we all love charity, right? We can be as charitable in your own personal life for whatever charity that you feel the need to be charitable for. But at what point is it harassment? At what point am I buying my product and you're pressuring me into giving you money for X, Y, and Z when I'm just trying to get out of there and pay for my product? So this is the other thing, and then I'm going to stop talking here and let you guys tell me how you feel. The roundup, right, where it's like, okay, so it's 50 cents, 75 cents, whatever it is. Typically, the customer can decide that. Now I'm seeing it where the cash register person is asking you if you want to do it, as opposed to you being able to press it on the button. So I'm going to go off my soapbox there. Slim, have you experienced any of this stuff, and what are your thoughts?
So, yeah, my thoughts are the people in Target, the Walmart cards, it is harassment, but it's not their fault because they're
doing their
clueless.
job. They're doing their job.
They're clueless and oblivious, and they lack any creativity or ingenuity to even land any interesting return from a customer. They're honestly at that point just hoping for someone who's it shouldn't be allowed at that point, because it's whatever those companies are that are hiring the kids to do that, because you got kids who are oblivious. You're giving them things that aren't creative ways, and then their only real demo are people who are starving for a credit card. The worst people, that don't need
right. You're taking advantage of it.
Right. So they're there should that's crazy. That's crazy. And that's my whole thing. I care less. After once, after twice, 3 times, you don't want to be rude. And again, my big point is I care less if you're more creative with it in some kind of fashion. But yeah, especially in a store. The stores, like all these stores, everybody knows walking into a store now,
right?
It sucks. It sucks. People are going to stop walking into your store. Like the only stores now that people really want to walk into are grocery stores. And grocery stores are they still got the same thing. They still got the maze, lifeless feel, but at least they put the fresh baked goods in the front that get you through the damn door. These other places don't even have that.
Yeah, and like even as I say it, and I hear myself say it out loud, I know at the end of the day, it's a net positive. I get it, right? It's a net positive because hopefully at the end of the day, this donation is going to someone who needs it more than you. I get all that. But they also have to look themselves in the mirror and say, look, we're harassing our customers. We are.
Yeah.
We're asking them 30 questions as they're paying. I'm trying to buy a pair of shorts here, and you're playing 20 questions with me.
And we're at the point where a lot of people are very suspicious of a lot of charitable stuff, right? We're actually past that point. We've seen charities. We went from charities to companies like Tom's making like social economic shoes and stuff like that. So we've seen like I said, at least let's get more creative than just a harassment and the charity angle. That's my point.
I'm with you 100%. And let's do a quick little series preview. So, Slim, we saw the Nationals in D.C., and now we're going to see the Nationals in Philadelphia back at the bank here. The Phillies have a 3-game series coming up here with the Nats again. And the starting pitchers are Taijuan Walker, Aaron Nola, and Ranger Suarez. We're going to talk more about this, but any quick little comments on the upcoming series here?
I'll tell you what. I love giving kudos to Walker after the fact and saying I love him. I'm confident in him. And I was so ready. I think we're going to beat the crap out the Nationals. We're home. Those guys are professionals. But we're going to beat the Nationals. There's not going to be any worries there. But still, when I'm like, all right, it's going to be a crush job. We're going to smoke these people. Then next thing you know,
I'm with
Walker,
you, dude.
Walker, Nola. It's like, yeah, that's all. When the series is over, we're going to end up having 2 wins, maybe 3. It's been like that all year. We're going to have maybe 2 home runs from Schwarber. You guys know what it's going to look like. Yeah, we'll see what this is. I don't think this Nationals lineup's great. So I do think Nola
that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so I do think Nola can have a bounce back game.
It's the most controversial statement on the red corner so far. I don't think the Nationals lineup is great.
Well, I know some guys think they have a lot of potential.
They do.
I would say it's interesting to see what Nola can get back on track versus a terrible team. And with Walker, and I keep going back to this, it was like his second or third start of the whole year. He says he has 4 or 5 different pitches. I like to see his pitch breakdown for the whole year now that we're like at the end of the year, because he's saying before every game, whatever feels good is what he's going with, which to me just scares me, but it's been working.
It's been working.
So that's what I'm going to do as soon as we log off. I got to look up if anyone has them now. What's Walker's pitch breakdown?
You can find that on Baseball Savant. I'll flip it to you. But yeah, so I was going back and forth with somebody on Twitter, and basically what I was saying, Al, the Taijuan Walker storyline this year has been my favorite of the Phillies. Like the bounce back, he's coming off one of the worst, full seasons that we've seen to a really, really solid MLB pitcher. So I completely agree. I have my eye on him and Nola this weekend, and I'm also viewing this little 7-game series that we have with the Nationals in this past week. Let's win this little series, right? So if we can win the series this weekend, if a sweep would be great, but let's get 2 or 3. We just split with them in D.C., so let's try to win this series so we can win the 7-game series. We're well on our way. Let's continue to build this, division lead. And listen, we're looking really nice.
100%. And if we can somehow start going after the Brewers, I mean, it's probably going to be a little too hard since they don't lose games. Like catching 5 games behind a team that doesn't lose isn't going to happen most likely. But now, if we're going to be the 2 seed, right, where are we at now? Are we the 2 or the 3?
We were 2 last time I checked.
What wild card team would you want to place, right? Who would you want to face?
Right.
I wouldn't mind facing the Reds. That's my dream scenario.
Yeah, you don't want to face the Mets, as the Mets is the one you don't want to face, right?
Right, exactly. The Reds get in, and then we have 250 units to unload on the Phillies the entire series, brother.
Amen to that. Slim, anything else you need to get off your chest?
I'll tell you what. I know it was a long time off, and if it's up to me, it will never happen again. The good news,
I'm with
you. We will see you sooner than we've ever seen you before. We're coming right back again Sunday night. So it's a quick turnaround. Hopefully we sweep the Nationals, because since we did split, that does leave me a little weary. We're gonna beat them at home. They already had a good series there. A couple blips with Nola. They're gonna beat the snot out the Nationals.
And the red corner will be at the game Friday. So we'll be at the game Friday. We're doing a tailgate this Friday. We'll be drinking our Love City lagers. If you are down there, if you have a ticket, come hang out with us. We'll be in the K-Lot most likely. We'll post on our socials. I would say 90% chance we'll be in the K-Lot. Come drink a Love City lager with us. Drink a Slim beer. Slim was doing some, what were you doing last? That was Bones.
The question is, are we bringing
challenge?
Did anybody bring the baseball glove back from D.C. so I can wear it again?
Oh, yes. We got to get you a baseball glove for the game. And the Fresh Works, we didn't get to give them a shout out today because Bones wasn't here to do the Around the Corner segment. But the Fresh Works is also the official tailgate provider. They provide all of our food. So the combination of the Fresh Works, Port Richmond, and Love City, we're going to be having a huge tailgate. Guys, if you are here, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Slim, any closing thoughts before we go here? If not, we'll see you guys Friday, and then we'll be going live this Sunday.
Tell your friends, subscribe, bring them to the Parties. The parties. The parties. The parties.
Amen. The parties. We'll talk to you soon. Go Phils.